on Jerry Springbok. Was the God of the Bible really jealous? This so-called Christian apologist says it's okay for God to be jealous.
No, Jerry. What I say is that the word for jealousy in the form found in Exodus always is used to describe God and is nowhere described as a sin. I also say that the root of the word means to become intensely red, and that it can refer to ardor, zeal, rage, or jealousy. Then I point out that in the context of an honor-based world, jealousy was a form of protectiveness that would ward off the envious in their machinations. It's a behavior that an honorable person is expected to exhibit towards that which he or she is perceived to possess exclusive access. So for God to be jealous here is not a vice in context, but a supreme virtue and demonstration of his concern for Israel.
Yeah, whatever. Let's get right to questions for our studio audience.
Yeah, I'm Biker Man, a middle-aged Englishman. That Hebrew word doesn't have a positive connotation. It's used as a name for good.
Yeah, so? Like names only have exclusively negative connotations? Like your name being moron?
Well, Dawkins didn't say it was a sin. He said it was one of God's unpleasant characteristics. That's surely true.
So your point is what? That Dawkins doesn't think Christians think jealousy is a sin? I guess he'd be willing to declassify the other six then. Either way, no, it's not an unpleasant characteristic. Like I said, in an honor-based society it was a virtue.
Oh yeah? Where'd you get that from? Apologist Inventions Monthly? Pull it out of your backside weekly?
No, I got it from a combination of two scholars, Nahum Sarna, who is one of the leading Jewish biblical scholars today, and Bruce Molina, who is one of the leading scholars today on the application of the social sciences to the Bible. Meanwhile, you're sitting there quoting the Blue Letter Bible as your most academic source. Why don't you quote your favorite Where's Waldo book while you're at it, you loudmouth Liverpool toad?
Who's next?
Yeah, my name's Jolulipa. You said they had an honor-based society. What honor can you bring out of a book where God has killed more people than the character portrayed as the devil?
Look, stupid. That the world of the Bible was an honor-based society is a fact established independently of any death tolls. Over 99% of societies that have existed have been honor-based, including over 60% of the world today. Do you even understand what I mean by an honor-based society?
Yeah, well, Wikipedia says that jealousy is an emotion, and that it refers to negative thoughts and insecurity. And Joseph Wheeler says you can't tamper with the translation.
Great. I'm using top-notch biblical scholars like Sarna and Molina as sources, and you're using an online encyclopedia that can be edited by anyone, including 15-year-olds. Plus you're using Joseph Wheeler, an uninformed freethinker of the 19th century who knew about as much as the social world of the Bible as you do about Japanese fiscal policy. Yeah, I'm definitely changing my mind now.
Next up.
Hey, you say God isn't jealous in a bad way, but I say he is the same jealousy. If you consider the God character as he is portrayed in Exodus 32, for example, he is jealous in a if I can't have you, no one can kind of way.
No, that's just you imposing your modern perceptions in the modern definition. Read in the proper context, Exodus 32 does reveal the good kind of jealousy, one where God protects the people of Israel from the betrayal of idolatry. You do understand that in essence, idolatry in their social world was a form of treason, right? In Exodus 32, God is enforcing prescribed covenant agreements. An ancient suzerain had the same relationship with his people. The golden calf was an act of treason in legal terms. You may as well accuse the government of being jealous for wanting to nab Eric Snowden.
But, the commandments were given to Moses while the Israelites were building the calf. How could they know?
Yeah, sure. No one knew what it meant to be loyal to a leader before then. Get real.
I would say that jealousy is a sign of insecurity, so your God must be insecure.
That's an even worse anachronism because what we call insecurity didn't exist in a collectivist agonistic culture. Even less would it have had to do with the good jealousy.
You must be joking. If insecurity did not exist, Then explain the ordeal of bitter water in numbers. If men never experienced insecurity about their relationships, then this ordeal would not have existed. Besides, jealousy by definition is caused by insecurity.
No, I'm not joking. Go read some social science scholarship. Ignorant people like you read modern experience into things like the bitter water trial, which had zero to do with insecurity. It had to do with honor, which is also what the good jealousy had to do with. The duty to protect those under your covenant care from the envious who would try to harm them. So like I said, go do some homework and stop thinking idiots like Dawkins have a clue.
Hey, wait a minute. Your God is omniscient. So this wonderful jealousy that he has means absolutely nothing. Because as far as any future event was or is concerned, he already supposedly knew or knows about it.
Stupid? Like the vid says, this form of jealousy is one that protects those under your care from the envious. So knowledge or lack thereof isn't relevant to it. It's a principle of action.
Does anyone have any more questions?
Well, I guess we know what time it is now, don't we, Jerry?
You say things aren't going well, you're halfway to hell. You lost everything that counts. God is your spouse, and maybe the house. All you haven't lost are pounds. The kids are bawling, creditors calling. When you become this curse, the car won't run, your days seem done. If things ever get any worse. But then there's Oprah, Bill, and Sally, and Jerry Springer too. A little dose of a talk show host, you won't seem quite as blue. 'Cause if that's the world or part of it, where madams are sometimes sirs, you'll quit complaining, things could be worse, those calamities could be